And today we're talking about what you permit will persist. There's a lot of trainers and other fitness professionals who have reached out, who have said, time and time again, I'm having a hard time making gains with some of my clients. Is that, no matter what we do, they always start talking about their day, and it always seems like I become more of a shrink than an actual trainer. Does that happen to you, or does that happen to anybody that you know? I know. Um, I'm reminded of when I started working with my very first coach, getting ready for my first show, and I was working as a nurse in an intensive care unit, and it was just not the right place for me to be. I was not happy there, and I'm so sorry that I did that. But sometimes people don't even realize when you are that miserable, like it's that one-on-one time. It's like the only time that you have a one person who's there and listening to you. But that doesn't mean you, as the trainer, have to actually accept that. All right. So I'm going to give you a quick coaching tip. It's something called clearing, okay? And that's going to be how you're going to be able to get the vent, up front and out of the way. But you also do have to be a skilled communicator and somebody who's able to set some expectations and some clear boundaries, if you will, on what you expect from your clients. All right, so what you're aiming to do with any individual who just takes the rest time in between sets as their opportunity to complain about, the beauty parlor or work or their husband or wife or whomever, is you are allowed to stop that behavior. Okay, now you have to practice this, and you've got to do this in the way that resonates with you. And sometimes it may take a few times. If the person is in the habit of complaining all the time, you're not going to be able to break them of the complaining habit, once, in one 15-minute, episode or in an hour of training. You may have to do this repetitively, but when you are very clear and when you are very sure on what the expectation is, you will be able to, I hate the word conform, but I guess the word would be conform your clients to what your expectations of them are. The more you refuse to have, if you perceive that as a hard conversation, the more you allow that behavior to go on, the longer it's just going to go on, and it just becomes kind of like a negative environment. And again, they don't reach their goals. We're in the fitness profession, to help people achieve their goals. And if they're spending 50% of the time complaining, 50% of the time somewhat working out, how much better could their results be if they were actually, maybe 5% clearing and then 95% working, right? That would be best case scenario. So you're allowed to do this, but you have to develop your rapport, you have to develop your communication tactics, and make sure that you are very clear on the expectations while still having a heart, right? All right, so here's your exercise. Here's what you're going to allow to teach your clients to do, so that what you can do is get all the crap from their day or the past 24 hours out of the way, and you can actually then move forward. And it's an exercise called clearing. Okay, so you just sit your client down. I know this seems so rudimentary, but when in doubt, always go back to the basics, and that's going to build you the foundation for your future. So you just sit them down and you just tell them, ask them, is there anything you need to get off of your chest? Is there anything that you need to clear before we go to work? I'm committed to helping you get the best results possible, right? Always put it in what are they going to get out of this exercise? Is that, well, we're going to vent. It's going to save you listening to all that droning, but the benefit for them is that shit's out of the way. And now we're going to be able to work, and we're going to have a much more attentive athlete, a much more attentive client, and boom, we're going to have, maximized gains in a shorter period of time.